Y'all, I really haven't been this happy in a long, long time. Because not only did Donald Trump suffer brutal humiliations and election losses across the country last night, but he woke up this morning and decided he was going to make it worse for himself by sending out insane tweets attacking Republican senators to their face, and now giving a speech. And I can barely call it that considering Donald Trump wasn't even able to talk in Miami this afternoon in front of business leaders from across the country, who were pretty silent as Donald Trump's brain very clearly broke down before their eyes. We have been talking extensively about Donald Trump's cognitive decline, but he just showed it all. Today, we're going to get into it. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button because it goes a long way in supporting our work. Now, before we get into the moment that Donald Trump was unable to speak and the crowd went silent seeing his cognitive decline, I want to start where he did, for some reason, attacking Barack Obama.
Meanwhile, the radical left Democrats are causing millions of Americans who depend on food stamps to go without benefits. They're forcing federal workers to go without paychecks, and they're stranding thousands of travelers at the airports. And you understand it, and they understand it. All because they want to return to the failed Biden policies that created, and also Obama policies. I watched him the other day up talking, well, Donald Trump is a mean person. I'm not a mean person. I just want to have a country that's great again. Is that okay? I'm not a mean person. He's a mean person. He's a divider. He's a divider. Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. And by the way, ask him how he's doing on his museum library. He's got hundreds of millions of dollars of cost overruns. It's come to a dead halt. He built it in not a particularly good location. He's not into real estate, you know? He doesn't know about location. He doesn't know about location, but he built it in a location that's not going to be too good. But the thing has come to a dead halt. It's way over budget. It's sort of like Gavin Newsom in California. He's got a train that was supposed to go from San Francisco to Los Angeles, which is a stupid idea because an airplane is faster. I don't care how fast it goes.
When Donald Trump's back is up against the wall, as it clearly is, and he's admitting it. I keep saying it's not hyperbole when I say the election results from last night in the coming midterms will be the end of Donald Trump's presidency. Mike Johnson said it this morning, that liberals and Democrats, oh, so scary, are gonna blow up Trump's term, gonna stop him from getting anything done. And I'm like, where do I fucking sign up for that? It sounds great, but of course, Donald Trump, when he's furious, when he's angry, when he's scared, he is going to resort to attacking Barack Obama because he lives rent-free in his head. Why is he talking about a museum? A presidential library? Maybe because Donald Trump doesn't know how to read, so he hates libraries. But why is he talking about that at a supposed business and economics for him like that? That's what just Donald Trump does. And he didn't stop there. Because the attacks continued with a man who humiliated him last night, and that was Gavin Newsom.
Maybe that should be his nickname, Slimy Newsom, right? But he doesn't have it.
Slimy Newsom. Okay, like that's all you got. Do you know what? Gavin Newsom has millions of votes that told you to fuck off and go home, and that you are a loser, Donald, that you will not steal and rig the midterms, that Prop 50 passed, that Maryland's falling in line, that Virginia's next Illinois. Maybe, like, this is what we're seeing right now. So Donald Trump's scared. And so he's trying to pretend that all is well by selling BS like this. Before we get into how he literally couldn't talk.
We got more votes from African Americans than any Republican candidate in history. We also won a record share of votes from the incredible Hispanic American community. There might be a couple of us left. Biggest vote in history. And above all, we won a resounding mandate to make America great again, which is what we're doing. And every day since, I've been fighting to turn the promise made into the ultimate promise kept. We're going to do our job. We have a big job to do. We've done really well. I think it's the best 9 months, they say, of any president. And I really believe that if we can have a few more 9 months like this, you'd be very happy. You'd be very satisfied. But it's been pretty incredible, with trillions and trillions of dollars being poured back into our country by other countries and other places and people. 1 year ago, we were a dead country.
The best 9 months ever. Like, according to what metric? Seriously, who is saying that it's the best 9 months ever? I know you are. I know Carolyn Levitt is. I know Howard Nutlick is. And all the other guys who kind of wash your junk for you. Like, can I, dust them off, dear leader? Can I buff them out? Can I shine them? Can I shine your nuts? Like, that's what these guys do. They're embarrassing. They're jokes. They're pathetic. It's no surprise, though. But Donald, push, all the fake numbers you want. The real economic conditions are pretty obvious. People feel them. And people hate you for them. 'Cause you're a bumbling idiot who continues to prove himself out to be just that. And we saw that when Donald Trump was unable to speak, talking about the type of people who come to Miami and listen to what he had to say.
I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa, look at South Africa, what's going on. Look at South America, what's going on. You know, I'm not going to, we have a G20 meeting in South Africa. South Africa shouldn't even be in the Gs anymore, because what's happened there is bad. I'm not going. I told him I'm not going. I'm not going to represent our country there. It shouldn't be there. Take a look at what's happening in different parts of South America.
So clearly, Donald Trump doesn't know how to read. And he's unable to, he wanted to say South America. He said South Africa. And then he just, I guess, committed to the bit and was like, South Africa. And we like, I don't know if we like South Africa. We love the white people. We love the white people in South Africa, but that's it. Those are quite frankly, that's the only people we like. And we don't like the Gs. I don't know what the G is, but it's not good. Like, that's what he did. He tried. This was another Tim Apple moment. Remember that when Donald Trump wouldn't admit that he said Tim Apple, and so he said, I said Tim Cook from Apple, but I spoke so quickly. You didn't even understand. The pivot is embarrassing. Everyone was quiet. I'm just a little concerned for what was even happening. But this isn't a man. He is an obvious decline. He is losing it. He is angry. He is lashing out. He can't read. He can't govern. He can't end the shutdown. What can Donald Trump do seriously? What can he do besides lie and bitch and moan and complain and whine? Sorry for the language, but seriously, I'm just tired of having to hear from this guy. Aren't we all? Which is why last night was so fun. 'Cause he just shut up for a little bit, and woke was back. Woke is back. Drop your pronouns in the comments. We've done it, people. It is over for you, Donald. These guys, they thought they won the culture. They thought they were shifting us, right? It was never gonna happen. People hate Donald Trump. They hate Republicans. Donald Trump lied his way to an election victory as he did the first time. First time helper Russia. Second time maybe as well. And then he pretended that this was a big cultural moment. It wasn't. You've always been a loser, seriously. And we know that you're not even running things. Stephen Miller is doing it. Russ Vought is doing it. Donald Trump actually conveniently brought up this fact with a rant about Joe Biden, which, in the current context of a lot of what's happened lately, sounds really stupid.
Don't use auto pens in the Trump administration to sign things. We don't believe in that.
No auto pen. Oh my God. Then what about that pardon? What about the literal pardon you signed? You signed a literal pardon that you didn't sign and you don't remember. And you did sign it, but you didn't, but you don't know. So either you have dementia, which I would not be surprised by reason for that hidden MRI scan, or you are using the auto pen to sign pardons. And do you know what Carolyn Lewis' response was? Man, well, the dear leader Trump, Or should I do the lips? Dear Leader Trump. She's kind of like a fish. Dear Leader Trump said that he didn't know him personally. That's my Carolyn Love impression. I don't know if it's good. We'll work on that one. But he didn't know him personally. No. He said he had no idea who he was, no idea what was happening. When is my Big Mac coming? I think that was the exact quote from 60 Minutes. And so I'm not buying your line of bullshit. And I'm tired of hearing about the auto pen. Donald Trump is weak. I think we should talk about this more. I know we do on this show, and I hope y'all don't get tired of it, because I think it's important and the mainstream press isn't gonna cover it. So I literally think it is my obligation to do so. You know, we talk a lot about the importance of independent media, and I think it is so important. But it's not enough to just do your show on YouTube or Substack or Twitch, to post on Instagram or TikTok, and not say stuff that's different than the independent media. So I'm going to continue to talk about his decline. But let's just talk about how weak he is. It really is the case. Like, we can see it every day, and he's trying to spin it as if it's not with lies like this. But as we'll see after you hear this awful clip, it's just not working.
That's what they did last time. Remember the Inflation Reduction Act? The greatest scam, one of the greatest scams. I would say some of their environmental scams were even bigger, but one of the greatest scams ever. Inflation Reduction Act. And then they admitted it had nothing to do with inflation reduction, remember? But it did actually caused massive inflation. It actually caused massive inflation. But we don't use auto pens in the Trump administration to sign things. We don't believe in that.
How did you beat inflation when tariffs are causing costs to skyrocket? Can anyone explain anything that Donald Trump is saying today? Because it's not making sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to anyone there. That is why they were largely sitting in silence. Sure, Donald Trump was able to goad some of his billionaire backers into a little bit of applause. Okay, can I get off the stage now? But no one there is buying this. I really do think everyone is beginning to see his cognitive decline. I'm going to repeat it, because we need a little hope, and we have it right now. But Donald Trump understands. But that the midterms could be the end of his presidency. But this has already been a brutal blow. Republicans are beginning to wake up to that fact. They have avoided thinking about how voters perceive them throughout this entire presidency. And now, they're staring it down. And it's not looking good for them. And that's because of us. That is because of our ability to organize to message against this presidency. And, call Donald Trump a bumbling, cognitively declining, pudding-brained moron. Which he is. And we need to hammer that message. We need to present our strength in this moment. And a strength in calling out Donald Trump's attacks on the weakest among us, as well with the lie that he pushed right here.
9 months, we've lifted over 600,000 Americans off of food stamps, which is a record. 1.9 million more American-born workers are employed today. Think of that. Almost 2 million American-born workers are employed today, more than when I took office. That's 9 months ago. Can you imagine that? And I tell Republicans, if you want to win elections, you got to talk about these facts, you know.
Donald Trump isn't getting anyone off of food stamps. Donald Trump isn't getting people back to work. We're losing jobs in this economy. Donald Trump isn't making groceries cheaper. They're much more expensive. Donald Trump might be saying that he's getting people off of food stamps because he refuses to provide food assistance, which was obligated by the Congress. It was appropriated by the Congress. And now he's gonna invoke racist tropes to say that it's just a bunch of welfare queens who need food assistance. It's just a bunch of people mooching off the government. Well, the conference Donald Trump is attending is having billionaire after billionaire speak at it. And if you want to talk about the people who are mooching, it's the Jeff Bezos of the world, the Elon Musk, the Zucks, the Larry Ellison. Those are the people who are taking your tax dollars. The Walton family underpaying their employees, not providing them a living wage so they could afford to feed their families. They are being subsidized by SNAP. Their profits are being subsidized by SNAP. So maybe that's who Donald Trump should be focusing on? He never will, but we'll call him out for it. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around at the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. Keep on fighting, y'all. Don't let them silence you. And until next time, I'll see you soon.